VAR in or out? The Premier League clubs are having a vote in for whether they want to keep it or they want to get rid of it. I know a lot of people that watch this channel prefer it when I do sit down videos rather than standing up, but in this one I've got no choice but to stand up because my phone's on charge and it hasn't got enough battery to last a long time, so that's why it's got to be on charge, and that's why I've got to stand up and do the video instead of sitting down, because the charger's in the kitchen. So yeah, personally I would get rid of VAR because it slows the game down too much, it's not used properly, and it's always what VAR thinks when actually it should be what the referee on the pitch thinks. And I don't like how, whenever it goes to the screen, the decision always ends up being so obvious. So say if the penalty wasn't given originally, then the referee goes to the screen, penalty gets given, and say if a penalty is given, then they go to the screen and they go to the screen and say no penalty. They don't actually stick to the on-field decision, hardly ever. And I personally think, because it's never going to be used properly, it's got to go, because it's making football go on for a lot longer than what it should do, because without VAR we wouldn't have as much stoppage time. And nothing against stoppage time, because obviously some of the time it is needed, but some of the time it's very unnecessary to have so much stoppage time as we normally should have. Because I'd say up to 5-6 minutes stoppage time is alright, but any more than that is just ridiculous. And majority of the time the number of stoppage time put on a game is because of how long it takes for VAR to come to a decision. And that toenail offside thing is just bollocks. Sorry for the language, but I've got to say it as it is. I think it's more of a people using it than a VAR problem, but I just don't ever see it working. Because I know people will complain about it if it did ever go and want it back, but personally, it's got to go, because these toenail offsides are ridiculous. The amount of time that it come to obvious decisions is ridiculous. And I think it's just got to go, because I think it's not good enough, and it's very inconsistent. There's no consistency with it. One decision could get given 1 week, and then the same thing could happen in another game, a week after, and then the decision will be completely different. So, and I do think the Big Six teams are quite favoured, even though I do support a Big Six club in Manchester City, but I think it's something that's not good enough for football, and something that football would be better off without, because if it's never going to be used properly, and with the delays that it always brings, then I think we'd be better off without it. And I hope it goes, and I think it will stay probably, because most clubs will vote for it to stay, but if it was down to me, I'd get rid of it, because it explains nothing to the fans in the stadium. I've been in stadiums before when it's gone to VAR, but other than it saying that it's gone to VAR, it doesn't explain what the decision. Oh, I've got my words mixed up there. It don't explain what the decision is actually for, and it doesn't explain much to the fans. If it explained more to the fans and if it took less long, then I think more people would be behind it. But because it doesn't explain anything to the fans on the TV, it does a little bit on the TV, but it could still do with better explaining on the TV, and especially for fans in the stadium. Because I've been in stadiums before when it's gone to VAR, and apart from it saying that it's gone to VAR, it doesn't do any explaining at all. And you feel like you're in cuckoo land when it goes to VAR because you don't know what's happening whatsoever. If they had a mic piece and then they were explaining what's going on to the fans in the stadium, then I think more people would be behind it and I think more people would respect it. But because of how it is, it explains nothing to the fans in the stadium, and even on the TV it doesn't really explain much. I just think it's got to go because it gets the decisions wrong most of the time. I look back on the Grealish thing with against Spurs, the 3-3, where the referee blew the whistle. I don't know why VAR couldn't get involved with that. The Onana one against Wolves for United, first game of the season, I don't know how that wasn't given as a penalty. When it was clear and obvious a penalty. And we should have had a penalty against Chelsea, 1-1, at the Etihad, wasn't given. And I don't even think it went to a proper VAR review. I think it went to VAR, but the referee was never sent to the monitor or anything like that. And Bournemouth last week against Arsenal, when it was 2-0, they should have got a goal to make it 2-1. And if they didn't get the goal, there was a penalty that could have been given in that same incident, but neither was given. And I think if it would have been the other way round, and it was Arsenal that had what Bournemouth had, then the decision would have gone in their favour. Because I think it is very Big Six biased. Well, more so to some big clubs than others, because I think it is mainly United, Arsenal and Liverpool that they favour. Because I think, in terms of global following, those three clubs have the most brand and stuff like that. But just because of that, I don't think it should mean that the decisions should always go into those teams' favours. And I don't think it's right. Because I remember when we played Wolves away, Wolves should have had a red card, and then I think, was it Kwang or something like that? Or, I forget the player's name, but all I know is that he went on to score the winner, or something like that for Wolves, when he should have been sent off before that happened. And, in my personal opinion, VAR's got to go, because it makes it too much not like football, because if it's called football, then how can your toenail be offside? That makes no sense to me. And Newcastle should have had a penalty at Old Trafford last night in the 3-2 on Anthony Gordon. And Amrabat should have at least minimum got a yellow card. Because even though it might have been harsh because it didn't look like he was intending to hurt Gordon, but he got none of the ball and the penalty should have been awarded. And if Newcastle score first in that game, then I think that outcome of that game might have been very different. But I did a poll on this, and most of you people watching this channel voted against VAR, and I agree with you people. But I think one person might have said that they'd like it to stay, but you can still go and vote on that community post at the moment because it's still out. But anyway, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Because we're not too far away from 370, I think we're 8 away, so I'm hoping to hit that by the Euros, so hopefully we can get to that by then. See you soon. Have a lovely rest of your day. I might watch the Championship tonight, Leeds against Norwich, so I might react to that if it's an interesting game, because I'm intrigued to see who comes up from the Championship in the playoffs, because if it's a side that's good, then it's good for the league. But if it's a side that's not so good, then it wouldn't be so good for the league. I hope Leeds come up, but if it's not them, I want West Brom. I just hope it's not Southampton or Norwich, really. Mainly Norwich, because I know if Norwich come up, they're going to go straight back down. Southampton more than likely would go straight back down, but there'd be more chance of them staying up than Norwich. But I think if it's West Brom or Leeds, they could actually come up into the league and take the league by storm. But if it's like Norwich or Southampton, you know what's happening, really. They're going to go straight back down, especially Norwich anyway, because every time that they've come up, they've gone back down, pretty much in recent years anyway. So I hope they don't come back up, because they might get that one freak result in the season, but ultimately they're going to end up finishing 20th if they come up, and they'll be miles off safety as well. But thanks for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.